A public service announcement, because I guess it needs to be said now. If you see me out in public and you try to get my attention by saying, "Hey dude, what's up man," or otherwise using gendered terms that are typically reserved for men, I'm not going to respond. Mostly because I don't know you're talking to me. I'm not necessarily trying to be rude, but if you're trying to get my attention in that manner, I'm not going to respond. I'm under no obligation to entertain you. I don't care how nice you think you're being. Apparently, I've pissed off a neighbor of mine because he's been trying to get my attention by yelling at me every time I go by and using gender terms, and I haven't responded to him, so I've upset him, and he's wondered why I'm being stuck up. I'm not being stuck up. You're just not coming at me correctly or in a way that I know that you're actually talking to me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So that individual we just heard from in the first clip, who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman, said that if you try to get his attention by using gendered language like bro or man, he's just not going to respond because he's under no obligation to entertain you. Well, sir, we are under no obligation to entertain you, so just remember that door swings both ways. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a quick and crazy clown world update for you guys today, and as usual, we have no time to waste, so let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, so we're going to do things a little differently in today's video. Now, normally I would show you guys a picture of a trans woman who calls himself a lesbian and uses the ladies' restroom. However, today we're going to look at a couple of screen grabs from the Paris Olympics. Now, keep in mind as we look at these screen grabs, I have a very childish sense of humor, and I really like the kind of toilet humor that a lot of people find offensive. So, if any of this offends you, I apologize ahead of time. So, this first screen grab is the Chinese swim team. It's got the partner's name there on the screen. And the second screen grab is going to be a bird's eye view of a track and field event where the country of Germany lines up next to the country of Niger. And you're probably thinking, who cares? What the hell's the big deal about that? You'll see in 1 second. Now, I added in that third headline about the pole vaulters, you guys know what I'm talking about.
My meat and two veg, my twig and berries.
Yeah, that. Anyway, I added in that third headline because I was originally just going to show you guys the clip, but unfortunately I can't because the Olympics are being so aggressive with their copyright infringement policies. It was hilarious. The guy's wedding tackle literally knocked the pole down. He pole vaulted up, cleared the pole, went over it, and on his way back down, the bulge in his uniform knocked the pole off. So he lost the event. He's winning at life. Anyway, next up. So is this guy a paid propagandist or is he serious? Roll it.
I'm a 56-year-old, white, gun-owning country boy. And if Kamala Harris thinks she'd get my vote, well, she'd be right. Because I'm also a grandfather. We failed to leave my kids' generation a better world. And now I worry not just about the kind of world we'll leave my grandkids, but what kind of country will we leave them? That other guy, I'm also a veteran from a long line of veterans. And he's just not safe. So yeah, I'll be voting for Kamala Harris because she wants to move us forward.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
I'm a 56-year-old, white, gun-owning country boy. And if Kamala Harris thinks she'd get my vote, well, she'd be right.
You are one dumb son of a bitch.
Now, let's be honest. That fellow with the cowboy hat claims to be a gun owner, but he probably just has a 12-gauge shotgun, and there's nothing wrong with that. I myself have a Mossberg 12-gauge pistol grip pump, but that's probably all he has because no gun-owning Second Amendment enthusiast would vote for the people that literally tell you they want to take your guns.
So we want to ban assault weapons.
Shut up, bitch.
Anyway, here is a throwback clip of Vice President Carmelo Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, speaking to MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart about toxic masculinity, which is something neither of these two men knows anything about. Roll it.
Has being second gentleman changed your own view of perceived gender roles or what it means to be a man?
This is something I've thought about a lot and something I've spoken about a lot. There's too much of toxicity, masculine toxicity out there, and we've kind of confused what it means to be a man, what it means to be masculine, where you've got this trope out there that you've got to be tough and angry and lash out to be strong. It's just the opposite. Strength is how you show your love for people. Strength is how you are for people and how you have their back and how you stick up for other people and pushing out against bullies. I mean, that's what I believe it is. So every time I can speak against this toxicity, we're seeing it with our younger people. We're seeing it in our discourse, in our politics, in the media. You're seeing it as it relates to so many of the issues that we're pushing back on. So I think it's a problem, and I'm going to continue to use this platform every time I get to speak out against this toxic masculinity.
You're a pussy.
So this next clip is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman talking about the Olympic boxing controversy and trans people in sports in general. Now, he says we should have a common sense approach. We have a common sense approach. You guys just don't have any common sense. Roll it.
So today I'm talking about trans participation in sport. This is a big issue because it filters down to grassroots, which is why we have only 12% of trans women in Australia participating in sport compared to 55% of the general population. That has huge negative impacts on self-esteem, health, and social mobility. So we need to get that fixed. And the truth is, the science doesn't back up bans. It never has backed up bans. Restrictions? Yeah, sure. Okay, let's put in some restrictions. Trans women can't compete unless they've been under HRT for 36 months. That's what the science suggests. And while we're at it, why are we only talking about trans women? Let's start talking about trans men, and let's actually talk about the perception of sport in general and male dominance, because this is a bigger gender debate. They harm the specific athletes in question. They harm other women because you're getting a lot of genetic testing. You got a lot of questions. Oh, that woman is 6'5". She must be trans, which is just unfair. And you also have this grassroots problem of preventing kids, preventing young adults, preventing just anyone in the general public from participating in sport, which is terrible. So let's have a common sense approach rather than a hysterical, unfactual attack.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the f*** up.
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. I don't know what the hell we're looking at here. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by our friend Patty Howen. Patty, thank you so much for sponsoring another video. I really appreciate the continued love and support. And also, today's honorable mention once again goes to Bob Rogers, who left a super thanks on the last video. So Bob, thank you as well, sir. I really appreciate the support. So once again, today's video sponsor is Patty Howen, with the honorable mention going to Bob Rogers. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, get this off the screen, please. I don't even know what the hell's going on here.
Gay!
All right, next up we have this young lady who has an opinion about getting rid of Joe and bringing in Carmela, which I think most people would probably agree with. Roll it.
Voting for Kamala after getting rid of Joe is like shitting your pants and then changing your shirt. Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
Now, most of the time when I play songs here on the channel, I don't really enjoy them, and it's not their music or their singing. They're generally pretty talented people, but their lyrics are just so fucking awful. But not this one, though. I would buy this lady's album if she had one for sale just to support her. Roll it.
Nothing I did, nothing I tried, nothing I smoked, nothing I snorted, nothing I drank, no man I did, no one did me, nothing did me any good. Oh Lord, even that the food I put in my mouth wouldn't help me, Lord.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip where Nancy Pelosi calls Joe Biden a Mount Rushmore kind of president. She thinks Joe Biden should be on Mount Rushmore? All right, it's time to put the bottle down and retire. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Place to make whatever decision, the top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next.
That he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
What the hell did you just say?
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
You've been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
And you ain't black.